Welcome to Kletus Roadside Service. We're dump trucking today, kind of. Not dump trucking. Well, it's a roll off box, but I'm using it as a dump truck. And yeah, I didn't know what I was doing until I was taking my morning shit. Check out my phone, and I'm like, oh, all right. I guess that's what I'm doing today. I'm going right back out to the same place, the fucking high security Panasonic plant, but it used to be an ammo plant. Did not know that. Well, I mean, I should have known that, but I don't know. They're demoing the ammo plant. So, I don't know. The Panasonic plant is not, it's like the same property, I guess, but we had to go back in there and they're drilling. Not sure what they're drilling for. It's not oil, but they said that this is contaminated soil. And so if they want to drill there until they get down to the rock, they got to have it special waste manifest wrote up and have it trucked out to the landfill. I'm just taking it to the landfill. And I think it said it had like heavy metals in it or something. I don't know. Uh, the guys there seemed kind of confused also because they saw two trucks show up. And so whenever I got in this morning, we had two roll off trucks. We had to get them up, get them ready. We had to go to the rental place to pick up some 25-yard dumpsters. Got them loaded up. Everything's fine. The truck that I'm using, they've been using it for that corn syrup derailment. And so this truck is fucking gross, dude. Everything is fucking sticky and gunky, and I cannot believe, because they washed the dumpsters out. They washed the dumpsters out. I don't know why they didn't wash the fucking truck, because the back end of this truck is fucking horrible, where they've been dumping and it's been hitting the rails and shit. It's fucking disgusting, dude. It's all grimy and slick and sticky and fucking not good. So I guess there's a little bit of a gripe with my fellow comradesies, uh, co-workers. They leave their shit fucking dirty. And even the door handle's all sticky and shit. I'm like, who uses their fucking gloves to open the door? Motherfuckers. So, anyways, we get out here. We got loaded up and we got out here to the place. And I called the guy and he met us at the gate. And then he took us way back into the middle of nowhere field or whatever. And, hold on, I gotta open up my map a little bit. There we go. So they have tarp tops on them, so we had to drop both of them and get the tarps ripped off of them and bound up and everything ready to load. And then the guy started loading mine. I helped the other guy get his dropped and untarped and everything. And then as he's loading, I was like, yeah, I think that's good. And so I went over to him. I was like, hey, just one more scoop and call it good. He's like, I only have like another half a scoop to get. I was like, what? What do you mean? Are you guys taking a break or what the fuck is going on? He said no, like he already hit rock. I said, oh, okay. So my dumpster is I wouldn't say overfilled. It's definitely heavy, but it's not overfilled. I don't think I'm overweight at all or anything like that. But I'm just like, what do you guys? Why did you order two dumpsters? And why my boss? Whenever I went and grabbed the paperwork in the shop, he's like, hey, print off like 10 copies of that. So I printed off 10 copies of that. I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, we got one loaded up, and I went over to the other guy. I said, hey, man, we're done. He said, what do you mean? I was like, we're done. Like, there's nothing else to do. Like, my box is loaded. I'm headed to the landfill. You are turning around and heading back to the rental place and dropping off that dumpster that's clean and hadn't been used for anything. I said, oh. I said, yeah. Um, so he went at we got both of our boxes, buttoned back up. Usually So if I thought I was going to be doing like 10 loads or whatever, I got a tarp on my truck. Like on the truck, there's a tarp that folds out. So I was going to leave the tarp off the box, just have it rolled out off to the side, and then tarp it and untarp it and tarp it and untarp it, and it was going to be a nice, quick, easy day. And I was going to show the new kid how to, if you're doing something like this where there's not like liquidy shit, nothing that's going to spill out, you don't really, I mean, you got to get the door shut all the way, but you don't have to like tighten it all the way the fuck down and fucking like get it, just get it shut. And so if you're making multiple dumps, it's not going to be a pain in the ass at the landfill every single time. But I didn't get to show him all that today. I showed him how to do what he already knows how to do, which is pick it up and drop it. And then started heading out, and I had to pull over on the exit road to fill out some paperwork and fill out some more paperwork, and then let my boss know what's going on, because that other dude, I'm kind of excited because he's going to get back to the shop, and anything they got going on, he's going to stick him on. Cool. So I'm going to get to the shop a little bit later than him, and I don't know. I'm going to see if I can just go the fuck home, because I would really like to be able to go to the DMV today. It's looking like I might be able to go to the DMV today. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping for that. It's 10 o'clock now. I'll be done by noon. Probably sooner than that. But I'm probably going to go ahead and book this until noon. Book this job until noon. Try to get back right around noon and call it a day. And then maybe even use some PTO. Maybe if I can't get done by 11. That's for sure. I don't know. They only let us use PTO in 4-hour increments, I think. Maybe 2-hour increments. I don't know. But I would like to not have, because yesterday was only 8.5 hours, Monday. Today's Tuesday. I would like today to at least be 8 hours worth of work. So I don't know. If I have to stick around until 3, that's fine. But as long as I can leave right around 3, that'd be great. Because I got to get the truck inspected, get to the DMV, and really that's about it. I got to get it inspected and get to the DMV, and you never know how long that shit's gonna fucking take. And I don't want to count. What I'm kind of counting on, I don't want to count on it, is taking tomorrow off completely, because there's saying like 5 to 10 inches of snow and shit. That's not gonna be fun to drive around in. I mean, it's going to be fun to drive to work in my truck, in my pickup, but once I get in a company vehicle, I don't want to wreck a fucking company vehicle. And I don't want to have to work in the fucking snow and shit. I'd rather just stay home. And then I'll be able to make it to my daughter's dance class, which would be cool. If it's going on, I guess. I don't know. It's not till later in the day, so I don't know. Hopefully they got them snow plows. The MoDOT snow plows are all fired up and ready to go, and they can get the snow cleared off the road. Because I'm willing to use a little bit of PTO right here, right now, but I need to save up on that PTO. I mean, I almost got like 40 hours of PTO. I think with this next paycheck, I'll be hitting 40 hours of PTO, and if I use, let's say, 10 to 12 hours of it, I mean, I'll accrue that much and more back by the time I go on vacation. So, and my company, they're pretty good. They know that they can let me borrow PTO, and I'm not going to quit. They'll let me borrow it and use it. This truck is slow as fuck. I got the quad axle roll-off truck, so, and I got both axles down. Now, another thing I want to gripe about my coworkers with is when I got in this truck, the seatbelt was already connected. Okay? Listen, I think there was a guy that got fired because somebody went to go use a truck that he was in, and they opened up the door and they told the boss that the seatbelt was already connected. So that means they've been driving around with the seatbelt connected, not wearing it. You know, it's kind of hard to put the seatbelt on when it's underneath your ass. And that's the way this truck was when I got in it. And I don't know. I was hoping that whenever I logged into the truck, it would show me who drove it last, because I have no idea. I know one guy, he showed up, but he was driving a dump truck. He wasn't driving the roll off, but he parked it in the same spot, but it wasn't him. So, and I thought it was him for sure. And then I was like, oh no, he wasn't in the roll off. He was in the dump truck. So I just want to figure out who it is so I can go tell them, do you want to fucking work here? Do you know that they fired a fucking guy because he's sitting on his seatbelt? Like that, like there's no excuse for that whatsoever. I'm like, you're lucky I fucking caught it, so I can talk to you about it. Like if hey, listen, you do you. You're gonna get in trouble for your fucking actions. But if you're gonna fucking do that, you need to at least fucking unclip it when you get the fuck out. Like that's ridiculous. Because the next guy that gets in the truck might just go straight to the boss. Take a picture of it, send it to the boss, say, this is the guy that was in the truck, fucking seatbelt. He doesn't even have to tell you who it was. He can just take a picture of it and send it and say, hey, I don't know who ran this truck last, but it fucking had the seatbelt connected. And I don't know. I feel like it's not a good. I don't think we're ready to fire anybody. But if there was ever a time where we had an excess amount of employees and we could lose one, it's about now. We're still hiring. I don't know why we're still hiring and we're so slow. But you know, sometimes they like to do that. They like to hire a bunch of people, so whenever somebody does fuck up, they can just fucking let them go. Fuck off. You fucked up. Now I don't know. I think the instance where he got fired for the seatbelt, it was more than just that. I think it was he got pulled over and his seat was like that, or he got pulled into a scale or something, and they noticed that his seatbelt wasn't across his chest; it was kind of behind his back, which is improper to wear it that way. But upon closer inspection, he's sitting on the motherfucker, and it's like, all right, that's not good. You get a ticket for that shit. Good luck getting the company to pay it. Good luck for the company to keep you hired on. Because right now, you know, most of the things, like if I get pulled over for something and something is wrong, I'm doing everything in my power to make sure what I'm using and operating is to my best interest, mechanically sound. But if you go out knowing that there's a problem with a truck and you get pulled over for it, like they'll be like, hey, why didn't you do a pre-trip? Like, and you're not going to catch everything on a pre-trip, but if it's like you have a tire off the fucking rim, you're missing lug nuts, you know, something like that. It's like that's easy to fucking see. Why are you not checking that shit? So, anyways, I don't know what else is going on. The fire trucks are going crazy over here. It started to snow on me earlier. I was like, I thought it was going to be midnight, but when that started, but it turns out it stopped snowing. It was just like a little bit. I was like, oh shit, it's starting now. But good thing I'm going back to the shop. Yeah. Last night I got off of work and I worked on the truck. I did. I got off work. I called the boss. Said, "You got anything else for me?" It was 3 o'clock. And it started at 6:30. So, but it was 3 o'clock. He He said, nope, go home. I said, well, I ain't going home yet. But if you're letting me off work, I'm going to go ahead and pull my pickup truck into the building, into the nice warm shop with all the tools that you could ever imagine, and I'm going to fix my fucking door. He said, what's wrong with your door? I'm like, you can only open it from the inside. When the window's rolled up, it's really hard to do that without just going to the passenger side. So I'm going to fuck around with it for a while, and I'm going to get it figured out. He said, oh, okay. Not a problem. So that's what I did. I pulled it into the shop, opened up the door, and the door and the hood, like every hinge on this truck is fucking, sounds fucking horrible. It's like popping and fucking screeching, and it really makes a truck that looks like a piece of shit feel like a piece of shit, for sure. So I found some of this open molly gear lube. This is stuff that I don't know why, but they decided to start using it on our fifth wheel plates. Open gear lube. It's sticky as fuck. It goes fucking everywhere. And a lot of guys, they want to rip that off of the fifth wheel plate and just use regular old grease. Which, yeah, makes sense. Yeah, grease is probably a little bit better. But, I don't know. That's what they bought a whole shitload of it. A bunch of cases of this shit. And there's multiple bottles in everybody's truck. And one guy, his seat came down and fucking punctured that fucking bottle. And he had open gear molly lube just fucking spray the entire interior of the truck. And it was like, that's not good. That's not good at all. That shit was fucking everywhere. It takes forever to clean that shit off. You got to use like acetone and fucking Goo Gone and all kinds of shit to get that shit to fucking come off. But anyways, that's what I sprayed a little bit. I put the straw on it. Usually the guys don't put the straw on it. They just let it spray right out of the nozzle. But it makes a big fucking mess doing it that way. It gets all over your hands and shit. So I found a brand new bottle, put a straw on it, and I went and I just lightly did my hinges and shit all around my truck. And I'm like, honestly, I'm sitting here thinking this shit will last a long fucking time. Like a really long fucking time. And now my truck sounds, feels, and operates 10 times better than it has in a long fucking time. It's crazy that just, the door, just when you open it, doesn't fucking creak and pop at you. It just fucking opens nice and easy. And then you shut it, and it shuts nice and easy too. I would like to redo my door pins. Well, not the door pins, like the hinge pins, but the pin that the latch hooks to. Because it's supposed to have a nylon ring around it. And just having that nylon ring really helps your doors shut even better. Even though both of my doors, they shut. You don't have to slam them. Like, they shut pretty good. And my door pins. So what's the issue with my driver's door is that the pin that has a roller on it and that has the little hinge thing with the spring on it, that's called your detent, I believe. I don't know. I don't know what I would have called that before I started playing BeamNG Drive. But in BeamNG Drive, I would go to the door section of, like, whenever you're modifying your car or whatever, you can go to the driver's door, passenger door, whatever, and you could change out the windows, the mirrors, the door panel on the inside. You can add trim to the outside of the door. You can do the door handles, like different door handles and shit. And there's always another thing in there that said detent. And I'm like, what the fuck is a detent? And then I found out, like, because it's got a little button you can click to open the door. And if the detent is there, the door will open, and it's got like two spots that it'll open to, and it'll stay open. But if you remove the detent, the door is just fucking loose as a goose. When it opens, it just flings open, and most of the time it'll shut back. So that's what I'm going to call it, is the detent rod with the roller on it is bent on my truck. I don't know what else to call that thing. It's the door striker, not the striker. I don't know what the fuck to call it. Anyways, that thing, and I don't know how to replace that pin. It's pressed in. I mean, I could replace it, I'm sure, but I didn't. I don't know. I replaced the whole driver's door, and I replaced the pins in the door, but I didn't think about that fucking pin, and I don't know. So I don't know if maybe I could. I would have to take. I'm not worried about it. Is what I am. Now that it doesn't pop and fucking sound like a piece of shit, I'm not worried about it. But it was there for a while. I was like, I either want to break that fucking thing off and get rid of it so that's not a problem anymore, but I know that that would be an issue for every time I open my door and I'm slightly faced uphill, like the door won't stay open. Um, or replace the pin, and I can't replace. I don't know how. I don't know. I don't want to replace it. I would, but now everything works as advertised. And but anyways, back to like working on the actual door. After I lubed up the hood because the hood would creak, the passenger door, the tailgate. I even tried to do the gas cap, but the gas cap didn't really have a. Can't really. It doesn't make noise. Um, I pulled the door panel off, and then the metal plate, the inner door panel, I pulled it off, and it's electric windows, electric locks, all that shit. And I don't know, but I got it taken off. It took a while, but I got it taken off. Got that whole thing removed from the door, except for the wiring and stuff. I just twisted it and set it there, and it stayed. Um, and I looked at all the rods, and I'm like, all right, what the fuck is going on? And it's been so long since I've had that door taken apart that I totally forgot what went into all that. But I got it, dude. I took the door handle off and I put it back in, and I got all the rods put in, and there was one rod that had a little clip, and you had to put your hand up in there behind the window track on the back side of the door, and you had to push this fucking clip in. And what I think I found what failed is because that clip was open too far. So it wasn't grabbing the rod like it was supposed to grab it. So I used some pliers and kind of got the clip bent down to where it would grab. I even tested it, and I was like, all right, this will work. And then I put it in there. I cannot fucking push it with my thumb. My thumb hurts. It's like sharp, pointy metal, and it's like hurting my thumb. I'm like, all right. I tried gloves. When I put gloves on, I can't fucking feel shit. I can't tell where my hand is back there. My hand barely fits back there naked. Fitting it with a fucking leather glove, another deal. Guy at work, he said, grab a Band-Aid and put a Band-Aid on and then use that. And I'm like, okay. But I don't know. Even like I was still pushing really hard. Like I was willing to cut my fucking thumb to get that fucking pin put in. But I said I pulled on the pin on the rod and everything. And I was like, you know what? I think it's in good enough because the rod is not just falling out like it was before. And I was like, all right, let's put everything back together. Got everything put back together. Only put a few bolts back in because I just needed it held in place so I could test the operation of the door. And I even got, like, for some reason, my door lock rod was bound up in there in some way. It was really hard, like the automatic, not the automatic, but the electric door lock mechanism didn't have enough strength to push the lock rod to lock it and unlock it. So I just left that rod, like there's a little connector piece that the rod is supposed to slide in, and I think the rod is a little bent out of whack, but I had already got the door put all the way back together. I was like, I'm just going to leave it out of that slide and it'll be fine. So I left it out of the slide. And then I tested everything right there. Everything was working good. And I was like, all right, I want to test the key now. I want to see if I can lock it with the key from the outside and unlock it and everything, and just making sure everything works right. And the key was like so hard to turn, and then boom, the fucking rod fell off. And I said, fuck it. I'll just lock it from the inside. Well, turns out the rod is still a little bent out of whack. So you can't even lock it from the inside. You can lock it from the inside, but you have to have the window down. You have to slam the door, not slam it, but you have to shut the door all the way, put your finger on the lock mechanism, and hit the lock button at the same time, and then the door will actually be locked. You only can do it with the door shut and the window down. So this serves no purpose. So I just decided, you know what? I'm a lot further than I was, because now you can at least open the driver's door from the outside. And that's all I give a shit about. So the driver's door is good. You just can't lock it. I can lock the passenger's door. Can't lock the driver's door. Probably a good thing. Who needs to lock their shit anyways, you know? Who the fuck needs to lock their trucks? If there's a bad guy coming up, he's gonna fucking break your window or fuck up your door handle or whatever. I'd rather he just be able to open it up and get in there. I mean, maybe if the door is locked, I don't really see people opening up the door or like trying the door handle to get in there and then giving up because the door's locked. I see them they're like, oh, it's locked. Let's fucking bust the fucking window real quick. These 90s trucks are easy as fuck to break into. So, I don't know. I'm not really worried about it. I don't think where I park my truck, there's not a big issue of people fucking stealing shit or whatever. And there's nothing to steal in that truck anyways, really. I gotta get out and go to the scale house. Alright, we got scaled in 70,000 pounds. Should be alright. Whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and dump it and get the fuck out of here. Well, let's see. Alright. They think that I weigh 37,200 because they got my empty weight. They got it all figured out. And then I'm loaded with 32,900. That brings my total to 70,100 pounds. 16 and a half tons. So, yeah, she's a little overloaded, but nah, we're all right. We made it to the fucking dump. We're gonna go ahead and dump and get the fuck out of here. Nobody can write me a ticket for shit. And well, I don't know. You know, you got to have one of those dump trucks that they're rated for 80,000 pounds in order to be okay with it. Even with my quad axle, like everything should be fine. But anyways, yeah, walk up. She's like, "How about them Eagles?" I said, "Yep, the fucking Eagles did it." I was like, "Listen, I'm not a competitive person, not really. I mean, I like to win, but I don't expect to win most things. I like to, unless it's forklift operating, I'm the fucking best. Okay, shut the fuck up. If you say you're better than me, shut the fuck up. You're wrong. I'm right, and that's something I'll die for. I'll die for forklift operations. I'm better." Not the fastest, but I'm better than you, okay? I don't know who you are, but I'm better, okay? I'm the best. Let me be the best at something, okay? And the something is forklift operating. But anyways, let me see. Yeah, the Eagles. I'm not a competitive person, so whatever. I don't know. It was awkward whenever I was there. So that's what she was. She was like, "That was a fucking horrible day." I was like, "I'm not very competitive, but the house that I went to go watch this show at, the freaking World Cup, they were all about it. They were all about it. They were like, "Oh, yup, we got to give Patrick Mahomes something to chase. Don't worry about it." And then they scored again, and it's like, "Well, you know, we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back." And then after halftime, and then they scored again, and we're like, "Oh fuck, this is not good." And I really burped at that point in time too. So that wasn't just because I had to burp. That was part of the dialogue. I was 9 twisted teas in. I was fucking, but I did not really get that drunk. I didn't get like, I was barely tipsy. I was like, 9 of these motherfuckers. What did I get? The NAs, non-alcoholic twisted teas. What the hell's going on here? I just feel loopy from drinking so much liquid is what it is. I don't think that the alcohol had anything to do with the way I felt. I think if I drank 9 12-ounce waters, I'd have felt the same exact way. 9 times 12, I don't know, that's over 100 ounces. I'm not good at math. Somebody else math that. 9 times 12, 90, and then 108 ounces, I believe. And I spit in one of them, and I spit probably 6 ounces of chew spit. So if you take that out, 102 ounces of alcohol or liquid was put inside of my body total. 102 ouncer twisted tea, and I barely felt anything off of it. Weird. Something ain't right. But yeah, it was football. Donald Trump was there, and that was I don't know. Of course, he's going to put out a text. My wife was like, "Can you believe what he said?" I was like, because she loves Taylor Swift, but she's also a Trumper. Well, she's not really a Trumper. She's just like, I'm not going to vote for the fucking idiots that've been running the show before. So, she's like, "What? Can you believe he texted about a Taylor Swift?" I was like, "Yes, I can believe that." But I wouldn't have done that. I would have just, stayed quiet about it. But yeah, it was a shocker whenever they showed Taylor Swift on the Jumbotron and everybody booed. And she was just like, what the fuck? Like, come on, fuck. You fucking guys. I can't believe you're fucking booing it. She took it funny. And then they show Donald Trump and the crowd goes fucking wild. They went fucking insane for Trump when they showed him. And that was a real eye opener for a lot of people. I understand the people that go to a football game are probably going to be more. I don't know why. I don't know why. This is probably just a talking point that I heard from somebody else, but they're probably going to be more Republican. And if they're at the Super Bowl, they're rich as fuck, probably. Or they're well off. They know somebody that's got some money in the bank. Maybe somebody owns a BMW or something. Not like an old one, like a newer BMW, or maybe even a C-Class Mercedes. So I don't know. But whoever was at that deal, they were excited. They were happy. Who put a speed bump in the fucking hill? There's a big-ass speed bump right here. Of course. They have all of this land to dump trash, but I gotta wait in a long fucking line because they're only letting 4 trucks dump at a time. Oh, scratch that. 3 trucks. Only letting 3 trucks dump at the dump. I got 6 of them ahead of me, so I'm gonna be sitting for a little bit. I could go ahead and get out and fucking get the box opened up, but the longer this takes, the better, probably. Yeah, and then I was listening to a podcast called Part of the Problem with Dave Smith and this other dude, Rob, or whatever. Oh, get those wheels straight. Oh, wrong buttons. And they were talking about it, and I guess, I don't know, even like CNN did a show recently where they were talking about Trump's approval rating, and they're like, I can't believe people are approving this. And but they talked about how people are liking what Donald Trump is doing, and like the whole Doge and everything, all that stuff. They're happy with it. And it's like, yeah, whenever you find out that they're fucking building gay strip clubs in Afghanistan with with money that I gave and you gave, that like what the fuck? And now I don't know if that's real. I don't know if that's the real deal. If they built a strip club out there, a gay strip club in Afghanistan, but it's some shit just like that. Like that sounds crazy, but that's not. There's other shit that's crazier than that. Um, it's insane. I'm not gonna go like look it up and try to go through it all, but if you guys are interested, you guys can look it up and see what the insane amount of spending on some stupid ass shit in other countries, not even our country, like in other countries that they're putting a stop to. It's like, what the fuck are you guys doing with our money? You need to raise. Everybody wants to keep raising taxes, but then look at what they're fucking spending the tax money on. What the fuck? Like, I'm surprised there isn't like a, I don't know, feathering going on with some of these politicians that are still out there or that are, involved with some of that shit. It's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? That's some dumbass shit. Like trans studies in Brazil or whatever. It's like, why do we need to know that? Let Brazil take care of that. If Brazil wants to know about their trans peoples, let them figure it out. Like what are you guys doing? Why is that a statistic we need to know? Weird shit, man. There's a guy in Guatemala, they're going to see how many fucking golf balls he could fit in his ass. Why does that cost $8 trillion? I guess each golf ball has to be made of fucking some sort of special asteroid material or something. I don't know. That's a fake one. I'm making that one up. But that's still not crazy. Like, yeah, they would. Somebody in the government would love to spend $8 trillion of our money to figure out how many golf balls they can shove in a Guatemalan's ass. Seems like important stuff going on in the government. Just government doing government stuff. Fucking weird, dude. Wonder where this guy's gonna dump. He's just loaded with dirt. I'm probably gonna try to dump where he's dumping. So I don't know if they want me to dump where the trash is. Well, he's dumping where the trash is, so I guess I'm gonna dump where the trash is too. Um, yeah. What else is going on? Not a whole lot. It would be really cool to get the 79 going. I don't know why I brought that up. It just makes me sad when I think about it. It needs a new starter, so I don't know. I guess the next step for the 79 would be, I don't know. So one guy was saying just go to the store and get a new starter, but I don't know if I want to do that. I might just go to the junkyard with a Milwaukee battery. I don't have a Milwaukee, so not a Milwaukee. A Black and Decker fucking battery. Whatever I got that's got a little bit of juice in it and a couple of wires. Throw it in a toolbox and then go out to the junkyard, pull a starter off of a 350, a 90s 350, and just bump it and see what the fuck happens if it works. And then put that, and then shake it. Take that fucking starter. And then bolt it on my 350. And hopefully it all lines up and everything. Yeah, I'd like to put a new starter on the truck. Figure out what the fuck is going on with it. Why? Because right now when you try to start it, it just sounds like fucking shit and it fucking clicks. And it's not because I'm low on battery. And it's not because I don't have a good connection. I have good connections on everything. It's the something about either the solenoid or the starter or something ain't right. But it hasn't sounded right since I got it. It just did not sound like a good starter. Sounded like it either needed shimmed or it's fucked up in some way. So go ahead and just get a new starter for it. I don't know. I need to look that up. That's what I'll look up, is how much a starter is from Pick and Pull. And then compare that with the price of a new starter with the core. I'm going to try to figure out what the core is. And yeah, maybe it's a good idea to take my old starter off and take it in for a core. And once I get that starter on there, I believe the truck is going to fire up and run good. Could be wrong, but I think it'll fire up and it'll be all right. Now that I got the wires hooked up where I think they're supposed to be. And I don't know. Once that truck fires up and runs, I'm going to finish up the wiring. Probably going to wait till it's a little warmer out. And then go out and start working on the wiring, get the tail lights, headlights, blinker lights, all that shit wired up. Figure out what the fuck is wrong with my power, because it's just as soon as you hook up the battery, it's just got power. It's back feeding from somewhere. And fire that motherfucker up, and it'll be good to go. Really, from that, for once it runs and is all wired up, what else is there to do? Not a whole lot. Just drive the motherfucker. We'll get it licensed, tagged and licensed, inspected, all that good shit. Probably gonna need to do some U joints. Probably redo the front axle joints too, because I'm pretty sure those are the carrier bearing or whatever the fuck is in there for the solid axle on the front. Pretty sure those are worn the fuck out. Like I think having a really good candidate for death wobble is my 79. So get that figured out, and then fuck, just keep working on it. But if it runs, drives, and is legal, fuck, anything else I want to do to it is just going to be extra. Be good. I guess I could go ahead and dump now. I'm going to go ahead and get in position. I'd like to go where that guy's dumping his dirt. Back it up, Terry! Make sure that bulldozer. See if he's coming back for more. Doesn't really look like it, so I think I'm going to be alright. Oh, he is coming back. Mm-mm-mm. And I'm going to have to get off here. And I really think that's about all I got to say today. Keep all 18 down. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.